Welcome. Thanks for being here for this talk. I'm Stephanie Hastings, the president from NCEC, which stands for Naperville for Clean Energy and Conservation. I'm a Naperville mom who, through self-study, has become quite knowledgeable about residential energy. There's a lot of information out there right now about how to go green. It's overwhelming. I'm here to help prioritize all the information about what everyone is telling us we should be doing in order to help you save some time and money. You might be surprised to find out it is easy to be green. Okay, here's a pop quiz. Don't worry, you won't be graded. I want you to think about your own personal consumption of energy in your daily life for a minute. What comes to mind? For me, the alarm goes off, I check the time on my digital clock, I hit snooze, I take a hot shower, I use an electric hair dryer, put on freshly laundered clothes, have some hot coffee, have some cereal with cold milk, check the time on one of the 3 digital clocks visible in the kitchen. I notice I'm a few minutes late, so I floor it a few times as I drive my kids to school to make up those few minutes. And the day goes on and on like this, like it does for most of us. So granted, our lifestyle here in Naperville is based on energy consumption. I'm not here to judge or criticize that. But based on all the energy we do use throughout the day, how do you think we make the most greenhouse gas emissions? You may be interested in cutting back your energy consumption, but where should you start? It's overwhelming to think about all the ways in which we use energy, right? Let me tell you a little bit more about why we created this presentation. NCEC started out as a small group of citizens concerned about global warming and climate change. NCEC is now a not-for-profit focusing on community education in Naperville. Everyone seems to think global warming is something that is happening somewhere else, like the Arctic. But as we'll see, Naperville's residents contribute quite a bit to greenhouse gases. Our personal pollution causes a lot of health problems, including asthma right here in Naperville. We've recently been encouraging schools to introduce anti-idling signage and create awareness campaigns. You may already have noticed in your own neighborhood that lots of cars idle while waiting for kids to get out of school. NCEC also has a committee that recently joined the Chamber of Commerce and wants to work with businesses to find ways to reduce energy consumption, which saves them money. We also promote the investment in renewable energy. You can visit our website at www.ncec.us. So what's the deal right now with global warming and climate change? The latest I've heard is scientists have determined our current level of atmospheric carbon dioxide is 385 parts per million. Scientists also recommend a healthy level of carbon is 350 parts per million or less. So where did the excess carbon come from? Well, mostly it comes from all the carbon that has been stored in the ground over millions of years. It has been stored as coal and oil and also as natural gas. Our society has been mining these fossil fuels and burning them to create energy. This changes the carbon from a solid to a gas, and as a result, there is a higher concentration of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in our atmosphere than we, as humans, have ever experienced. Our oceans and our forests cannot reabsorb the carbon as fast as we are pumping it out. This dramatic change has not only been tied to increases in global temperatures and climate change, but has also been tied to changes in the acidity levels of aquatic ecosystems. I hate to admit it, but I'm not that concerned about the polar bears because they are at the top of the food chain. What personally scares me the most is the disruption noticed of microscopic organisms at the bottom of the food chain, or our ecosystem. Disruption at this level will set off a chain reaction, which will inevitably affect humans. So here is one example of physical evidence of the effects of having too much carbon in our atmosphere. The summer sea ice levels in the Arctic are diminishing. This graph contains data ranging from 1978 to 2007. Here is another example of what happens when there is too much carbon in our atmosphere. Major floods are up on every continent based on data ranging back to 1950. The changes in our climate that are predicted are basically that the dry areas in the world are going to get drier and the wet areas are going to get wetter. There are already food shortages around the world. As climates shift or become more severe, what will that do to our agricultural industry? Crops need water, but not too much water. Livestock needs drinking water. Our modern society is based on land ownership. Farmers and ranchers can't exactly move their fields to the north or the south in order to adjust for these changes in soil quality and moisture levels. So what can be done? If we are currently at a dangerous level, then we must reduce CO2 levels. The solution will have to be multifaceted. We will need to be involved in the solution, and we can be. We, right here in Naperville, can be a part of the solution. So what is going on in Naperville? What has been done so far? There have been great strides made over the last couple of years right here in Naperville. The City of Naperville has taken some steps to help residents be a part of the solution. First of all, the city added the words environmental stewardship to its value statement. Also, the city will create for the first time a plan for environmental sustainability this year. Naperville has also become an Energy Star partner. This partnership gives residents easy access to information about Energy Star appliances and tax rebates, as managed by a partnership between the EPA and the Department of Energy. The city has also been awarded a couple of grants from the Department of Energy. One was specifically for increasing energy efficiency within Naperville. The other was for Naperville, as our electric utility, to upgrade our infrastructure to include smart meters and a smart grid to help increase efficiency in the delivery of our power and help residents on the consumption side. As you probably are already aware, Naperville offers a renewable energy option on our utility bills, so we can choose clean wind energy generated right here in Illinois to help offset the many issues associated with fossil fuels. Naperville has been nationally recognized for this program, and we as Naperville residents should feel very proud of its popularity and lucky it's available to us. It was recently announced the city now offers an online home energy calculator. This online system allows you to input your home's energy use and other information about your home, and it will make recommendations for you on how to save money. Also, have you seen the mayor around town lately? His city-provided vehicle is now a hybrid, and the city incorporated 4 others into their fleet during 2009. Something to look forward to over the next year include a wind turbine and solar panels at the Fort Hill Electrical Substation, which is anticipated to provide enough power for at least the substation itself. In addition, the City of Naperville Electrical Utility buys power together with other municipalities in a group called the Illinois Municipal Electric Association, or IMEA. Beginning June 1st of 2011, Naperville will begin receiving 70 megawatts of wind energy from a wind farm in DeKalb County. This investment will provide around 9% of the IMEA's total electricity. Wow, so it sounds great, doesn't it? It is great. However, even with all these things our city leaders are doing to help residents and businesses save money, it still won't mean much unless more residents start helping out too. Presently, less than 2% of electricity in our grid region comes from renewable resources such as wind and solar. Remember our pop quiz at the beginning of this presentation? Now, we will start looking at some data to help us prioritize.